Hello everyone, welcome back. I'm Lindsay Kent, but you can call me the hallucinarator. Today we are talking about one of my favorite women of all time, Maria Sabina. This woman was a badass, and unfortunately, not only did she not get her due, but she was cast aside and ostracized for the incredible work and compassion that she showed the Wassons. So let's dive in and hear her real story. Now stop me if you've heard this one. R. Gordon Wasson travels to Mexico and meets indigenous healer Maria Sabina. She introduces him to magic mushrooms, a la psilocybin, and he single-handedly brings the mushroom back to the West and gives it to good old Albert Hofmann to cultivate and analyze, thus ushering in an entirely new wave of psychedelics in the West. That's been the well-known mainstream story for 70 years, right? But in reality, Wasson's wife, Valentina Pavlovna Wasson, is the reason she and Gordon met Sabina in the first place. She was a pediatrician and a scientist and a passionate mycology enthusiast. Maria Sabina introduced Valentina and her husband to the psychedelic mushroom. It's a bit of a different angle, right? So Sabina invites the Wassons to participate in a sacred nighttime ceremony called a velada, where she administered the fungi, which she called holy children. To Maria, the mushrooms were not a party. This wasn't something that you just did for fun. These were sacred beings that chose her and communicated through her, usually in rhymes and poems that she never wrote down, but that she would speak constantly. Heal yourself with the kisses that the wind gives you and the hugs of the rain. Get strong with bare feet on the ground. Jump, dance, sing so that you live happier. Heal yourself with beautiful love. And always remember, you are the medicine. That one experience with the mushroom changed the Wassons forever. Gordon came back to the States and wrote an article for Life magazine, which ultimately opened the floodgates to folks worldwide. And just like that, the sacred became spectacle. Her village felt betrayed by what she'd done. Her only son was murdered, and her house was burned to the ground. She once said, "The holy children lost their purity. They lost their force. They spoiled them." I think about this a lot when I personally work with psilocybin. Now, I will be the first person to admit that my 20s were full of experiences that had nothing to do with any level of intention. I think that's probably true for a lot of people. No judgment. But now that I have begun to work with that medicine with intention, whether it's a microdose, a hero's dose, or somewhere in between, I am consistently blown away by the profound insights that that experience gives me. I do think that fungi are little ambassadors of the planet, that when they work in symbiosis with the human body, there's a level of connection and collaboration and insight that is so extraordinarily profound that it's really hard to even put into words, right? But that experience can go a lot deeper when you choose to respect this medicine and sit with it with intention, which is something that I encourage you to do. Honestly, it makes me want to work with more respect and intention, not just with psilocybin, but with all mind-expanding molecules. There's so much below the surface with these medicines that it almost feels greedy to take them without it. Approach them with great reverence and then dance with the absurd. If you want to learn even more about Maria Sabina, I put some links in the comments below. Check it out. And definitely like and subscribe. I am the hallucinarator. I will see you next time.